Yo, hello ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time you're watching this. We're back at it to another weekly markup. So actually, I'm not in any open trades, so we could actually get into the weekly markup. And I actually kind of want to do this semi-fast because I still gotta go for a run, and it's already late. I like to go on my runs when the sun is coming up, but it's obviously 9 already. But you know what? Let's get into the weekly markup. Let's get started on NZDCAD. You can pause it and read it. So let's get into NZDCAD. And there's actually a lot of setups looking good for this week. So overall, monthly we're bearish, right? Price failed to keep on breaking highs above 0.82 and we also just broke back below 0.8. Previous area of strong area of supply, demand right here, and you can see we literally just broke back below it. So on the monthly candle we could potentially get a bearish engulfing candle. Then on the weekly you can see we respect this previous area of supply below 0.82500, and then on the weekly we actually do have a bearish engulfing candle below 0.80. And we're also right now we're going to hop into the smaller time frames more respecting previous area of demand or support above 0.79300. So we're kind of trading between these two zones, 0.79300 and 0.80. Now let's hop into the daily. You can see this is where prices are respecting right now, but yeah, obviously it was not strong because this push, the first push gave us a push all the way up to 0.82. The retest only gave us halfway up there, right? And then it's already coming back down. And it's already coming back down, and with the bearish engulfing candle on the daily. So right now this on the daily is looking like price is going to continue melting to first target being 0.79300, and maybe at 0.79300 we could either have potential buys back up, or more than likely we're going to break below the lower high and continue back down. But for now we're fully bearish, and then on the 4-hour we're still fully bearish. A true bearish engulfing candle and a lower high. We could actually have a potential entry here for sales, and obviously been targeting 0.79 the trade would have been somewhere something like this, 20 pips to make around 60. So 1 to 3, that actually would have been a really good trade. So we gotta watch out for sales on the open for NZDCAD. Next, let's get into USDCAD. You can pause it and read it. Actually, it's not correlating with NZDCAD. Normally USDCAD and NZDCAD correlate, similar to UJ and GJ, but today it's not. You can see the dollar, it's the major influence for USDCAD, and the dollar has been going up, therefore USDCAD has been going up. So let's start up on the monthly. We were bearish, right? Actually on the monthly we're still bearish turning bullish, because for me to be bullish on the monthly, I do want to see price breaking above 139, which as you can see was a previous strong area of demand. The push gave us the push all the way back up to 147, which was always the previous area of strong supply, but also 139 is also a previous area of strong supply. You can see strong supply. You can see every push started getting weaker until we broke back above, and then we had a weak demand here, and then we had supply below again. So right now literally testing right below it, 138,900 right now. So we're on the way to 139. On the weekly we're already bullish. Price failed to keep on breaking lows below here, which is 135,500, and then we were holding this previous area of supply, the supply zone that we talked about last week, and we literally just ran through it. We broke through it, 137,300. So this candle looks like it's going to close with the weekly bullish engulfing candle, and maybe we could have a potential trade on 139. Now let's get into the daily. You can see the daily is overall bullish engulfing candle and a higher low, even a double bottom above 135,500, and then we have a bullish engulfing candle above 137,300. Right now literally price is literally on its way to 139. At 139 we gotta watch out for it, because it's either gonna do the sells below to continue back down, or buys back above to continue back up, and we would have these targets right here. This would be TP1 for the buys, and obviously 137,300 would be TP1 for the sells. But we still have to wait. Price is still bullish right now, right? So more than likely it will buy. And on the 4 hour, we're still overall bullish. I literally missed out on entering this trade, dude. Look at this, bullish engulfing candle and the higher low above 137,300. Previous area of strong supply, previous area of strong supply turning into new demand. All the previous area of strong supply can do, it's either you're gonna test it and respect it as supply again, or we're gonna break it and create and test it as new demand. That's all that could happen. All you could do is, once you have a strong zone like this, you could either test it and sell, or you could break it and buy. That's it. That's it. Same thing right here. You have a strong area of supply. We're gonna come and test it. All that could happen is we could test it and reject it to come back down, or we could test it and break to continue back up. That's all that could happen. And right now we just have to wait for how price is gonna react to this zone, right? 139. Obviously, we had strong sellers before, so we could have strong sellers again, or we could break above, create that higher low, and continue back up. Right now we have to wait. Now let's get into the next one, USDJPY. Actually correlating with USDCAD. You can see overall bullish, everything. Why? Because of the main currency, the dollar. So USDJPY on the monthly, we're overall bullish. Previous area of support respected here, above 101. Bullish engulfing candle and a higher low above 125. Support respected above 140. Monthly bullish engulfing candle above 151. Higher low above 152,500. And then it looks like we're going to close with another bullish engulfing candle, maybe even above 160, right? But we are broken above 158,500, which on the weekly you can see 158,500 is a pretty strong area of supply, and we literally just broke it and created a bullish engulfing candle and a higher low above it, right? And we also just broke back above 160. We still have a little bit more room to clear, technically 162. So maybe price can reach 162, and then we can start coming back down, or create that higher low above 160 to continue bullish. That's all that could happen, right? But this is a pretty strong area of supply, but as well as technically has already been tested, but we're gonna test it. We're gonna clear everything still, right? Because price is still fully bullish. On the daily, you can see this previous area of demand right here. It got tested and respected beautifully, 152,500. And then over here we did break above 158,500. We did break below, so this could have looked like sales for people, and they entered in sales. But look, it respected the previous area of demand over here and broke back above, bullish engulfing candle and another higher low. So that was kind of like a fake out for the sellers. And now we're back above 160. So right now I would like, actually, we hop into the 4 hour. Oh, actually we already have a 4 hour engulfing candle above here. So I would like to maybe see a higher low here, an actual higher low for price to continue, because now price could already start doing something like this and come back down. Maybe if price could break below 160 and we could start seeing some lower highs, we could potentially sell it to 168,500, right? But as long as we see the higher low above 160, we should be good for buys. Now let's get into GJ. Similar to UJ, but on the lower time frames, it's turning bearish. You can pause it and read it. Let's get into GJ. So you're always going to start up your top down analysis from the higher time frames into the lower time frames. So you can see in the higher time frames, GJ is overall bullish. Previous area of support respected above 125. Previous area of supply and demand turn into new demand again. Support respected above 180. Double bottom above 184,500. Strong previous area of supply. Previous area of demand. Previous area of demand. Strong previous area of supply below. Turn into new demand over here at 195. And then another strong area over here. Previous area of supply. Really strong. Turned into a bullish. First of all, we had a bullish engulfing candle above, and then we came back and retested, as you can see, at 208. And right now we're also rejecting below another previous strong area of supply that gave us this huge drop and we're currently rejecting below it, as you can see. So we're kind of trading below between these two zones, between this previous strong area supply here at 214, and then the previous somewhat strong area compared to this is somewhat, even though it's still a huge drop, rejecting above 208, right? So we're kind of trading between these two zones. Potentially we could have buys above 214 into 24500, and we could break above 214, or we could potentially have sells below 208, 2195. That's why it's very important you start off from higher time frame, because you could see that overall key targets. And then on the weekly, you can see on the weekly we're still overall bullish. Previous area of supply, bullish engulfing candle, higher low, previous area of supply turned into new demand over here again, and right now we're looking like we're on our way back to 214. On the daily, we're fully bullish still, right? Even though we are respecting this previous area of supply, but you could still see the higher lows. That's only until you get to the 4 hour. The 4 hour is already looking kind of bearish after this bearish engulfing candle and obviously the lower highs. So we're still overall bullish, but we are turning bearish. The price can break below these lows here and give us a bearish engulfing candle in the lower high. I do see it continuing to melt, but it also could continue bullish here. If it does not break below this double bottom, it could continue back to 214, right, to clear these highs. So right now we have to wait on GJ. That's pretty much it. We're still bullish, and on the smaller time frames we're turning bearish. You can see on the 1 hour, previous area of the supply on the 1 hour respected, but also price is looking very, very choppy. When it looks very choppy like this, it could really just do a huge spike and then come back down, right, to clear that huge choppiness. But right now we just have to wait. And then last but not least, GBPUSD. You can pause it and read it. Monthly bearish, weekly bearish, daily bearish, each for one bearish. Fully bearish on GBPUSD. So let's start up on the monthly. You can see on the monthly we were somewhat bullish, and then price tested 138 and failed to keep on breaking highs, and then we also broke back below a previous area of supply and demand, which is 134, and we're looking like we're already on our way to the next key level, which is 131,500. As you can see, previous area of supply, demand, we're looking like we're on our way to test it again. So here potentially on the higher time frame we could have a potential shift, right? It could either start buying here, or we could break below it again and continue melting. This is gonna be huge once we test 131,500. Obviously it was a previous strong area of supply before, strong area of demand, So what's gonna happen again? Are we gonna test it as demand again, or we're gonna break below it and test it as supply again? So now we just have to wait. That is on the monthly. Then on the weekly. On the weekly we're fully bearish. Previous area of actually this is a double top below 138, and then we have the lower high and a bearish engulfing candle below 134. You could already clearly see that price is on its way to 131,500. And then on the daily, we have a huge bearish engulfing candle, some lower highs below 138, bearish engulfing candle below 134. Dude, it's literally on it. It just sucks that I'm not in his house here. The price is literally on its way to 131,500. On the 4 hour, literally. On the 4 hour, you can see this previous area of supply right here. It got respected. I mean, it was looking bullish above 134, but this was all a fake out. And the previous area of supply got respected, and price broke back below here. As soon as you started seeing this, the bearish engulfing candle below and the lower high, you could have gotten out of your house. I mean, probably that stopped you out, but you continue into house. And obviously, it's already halfway there. Maybe we could potentially get a pullback, because this looking like a support. So we may get a pullback to continue, but price could literally just continue melting. So fully bearish. So actually I'm just gonna set an alert at 131.5 And once price reaches this zone, where you're gonna buy back up or we're gonna sell below. That's all that could happen. That's all you could do. Buy or sell. Now let's get back to work. Peace and love to everybody watching this. I command you health, wealth, knowledge, wisdom for you and your entire family. Peace and love.